everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Lori, and today we are going to be talking about the full moon. That's right. So I'm actually recording this for you on the full moon, but full moon happens every month. So even if you're not watching this during the full moon, it's good for you to have that this kind of information that you can always come back to on the full moon. So it's not just about the moon being pretty, all right? And the moon carries a massive amount of energy. And if you've ever talked to a nurse who works in the ER or a teacher, they will tell you they pretty much know if it's a full moon without even knowing it's a full moon because of people's actions and behaviors. So remember, the moon controls the water, right? So think of the moon as like a magnet, right? And the moon's going to carry energy all the time, not just when it's full. But think of it being full, it's like super powered, right? And your body is mostly water. So it can really manipulate your moods unless you know how to use it. So this is why I'm doing this video for you. So let's talk about the waxing and the waning. There's two then you have like the shadow period of the moon, but whatever. There's the two that I really want to talk to you about. And from the new moon to the full moon is what we call the waxing moon. So think wax on, wax off, right? So think waxing and think of attracting. Wax, attract, right? Wax, attract. Okay, so always know that. So you're like, what do I do in the waxing moon? Attract, wax, attract, because it rhymes. And so you want to be able to really work and sit with that moon energy and work on the things that you would like to attract that has to do with you. Don't think of just like money and fame and people and love, and we're not doing that. Okay, we're not doing that. When I say attract, it's more like consistency. So you say, I would like to attract and align. Let's say attract and align with being consistent practices, working with, any kind of thing, better with my journals, those things. So I think people misconstrue it when you think that you're just going to be working on attracting other things from other people. And no, we're not doing that, right? So this is all about you working on the stuff with yourself, right? So when you're working with moon energy, crystal energy, all of these other things, please don't do so with the expectation of thinking that you're going to get something from somebody else. That's messing with their full free will. You can't do that. That will come back to you, bite you in the ass like 3 times fold. So you don't want to do that, okay? So that's the waxing moon. Now the waning moon goes full moon to the shadow period before the new moon. So there's going to be a day or two where you go outside and you're like, where's the moon? I don't see the moon. It's a clear night. Where is it? Because you're not going to be able to see it. There's a shadow period before the new moon. And that's called the waning moon. Think wane away. Wax attract, wane away. Wane away. So the waning moon, you want to work on the things and aligning with the things that don't serve your best and highest good. So let me give you an example of how you can work with, say, finances all month long, right? So if you're working in that waxing and attracting phase, right? Then you are working in a place where you're like, okay, let me work on my saving habits. What are areas I would like to cut in, right? So this is what you're doing. Where when you're working on what to get rid of, you're working and fine tuning what you were working on in the waxing. So you're like, okay, if you say that you want to free up space or free up money by saving more money in that waxing phase, you can really look and fine tune the areas to do that in. So you have waxing. So remember, wax attract, wane away, right? And those are 2 areas. And I recommend getting a moon tracker app, like a full moon tracker app. There's one called Luna. There's several moon tracking apps, right? Now, you don't have to do the paid version. You can do the free version unless you're like me and you work with moon energy. I like the paid version because I like to see what signs everything is in, where's the moon sign, what's happening, when is the rising moon, there's a bunch that comes to it that would drive you crazy if you don't understand it, because it would just look like it's in a different language, but it isn't, so you don't need that. But I do recommend having it so you understand. So like today I'm recording this and the full moon last night it appeared to be full, it was still in the waxing phase, and right now we're in the waning phase, but it'll still look full tonight. But the full moon actually happened at like 7:32 this morning, Eastern Standard Time. So now we're on the waning phase. So the good thing about having the app or looking to know what time the full moon is, you know when to work on what. It's also an amazing time under the full moon in any way, shape, or form on putting out your crystals because it charges it. So think of the moon as a charger for your energy. So you know how you have like phone chargers and stuff like that? Well, throughout the month and everything, you're going to be depleting yourself, which is why you want to do the daily practice. Listen, I'm always going to beat in those 5 journals. I'm always going to beat in meditation. I'm always going to beat in staying present. I'm always going to beat in taking time for yourself, because that's how you constantly recharge yourself. You're too worried about other people recharging you. Hard pass. So when that full moon comes, it's a full charger for your crystals, for even sometimes I'll even put out my positive journal because it really empowers it. And then when my negativity journal and the data dump journal is completely full, I burn it in the full moon. And you burn it because the moon will transmutate negativity into positivity. It's the same concept of leaning up against a tree and dumping all of your stress. You're not killing the tree. People are like, oh my God, I killed the tree. No, the tree's like, oh good, let me take this energy and transmutate that into positivity. Because you're looking so much of it from the negative, you don't understand that the universe doesn't work in good or bad. That like when you are trying to work on manifestation, the universe does not care what you want and does not want and does not want and do not want. The universe does not care. It just says, oh my gosh, this is what they're really thinking about. Well, this is what I'm gonna give them. The universe doesn't go, wow, they really don't want this. I'm not gonna give it. Stop. The universe doesn't work on emotion. And it's not ever about like, it's just about getting into alignment with what serves you. And you do that by dropping your ego shedding, really working in that state of space and accepting it and understanding it. So don't say that you want to get more connected to your higher power and to earth magic and all of these things and then not do the work. Like you can't do that. Things like that aren't just going to happen overnight. So it's important that you understand that. So just remember, download the app. Again, don't get the paid version if you don't understand it because it's just going to be a waste of money, but you can get the free version. They all have a free version. It'll just let you know what day and time the moon is actually full. So you know if you're going to wax attract or wane away, right? And so those are important factors. But again, put your crystals out. I like to, like I said, I'll even like to put my positivity journal out there just because it supercharges it. Because sometimes with your gratitude journal that you do every day and your positivity journal, on those low days, you just have to go back there and kind of revisit it and be like, oh, okay, these are the things. These are the things that I'm doing and these are the things I'm grateful for. So it's a good reminder. So why not supercharge that under the moon? But the full moon is your friend. You just have to be able to utilize it. The moon is there giving you all of this energy and all of this amazingness. You don't get to use it to try to change other people's free will. That's ego. Just because you want something, just because you like something, doesn't mean it's in alignment with you. And especially when it comes to a person with free will, you do not get to manipulate the situation to try to make them do what you want them to do. Have you not seen The Craft? I bind you, Nancy, from harming yourself and harming others. Like, we're not doing that today. Okay, so yes, I love that movie. But yes, so let me know what you're going to do for your full moon ritual, right? I moonbathe naked. You don't have to. I like that because your clothes don't allow for vulnerability or even recharging. So when you're fully naked, it releases that vulnerability and allows you to receive. And remember, and it's just like in yoga, right? Like when you're sitting like this, palms up, you're in receive mode. You're ready to receive. You're ready to be supercharged. If you're like, I just want to ground and I'm not ready to like do a lot of work, palms down. This way you're just grounding. So that is my moon spiel. Let me know what you're doing for the full moon. Love you guys. I got so much more energy stuff for you. It's not even funny.